I'm torn with the Dominik Mysterio shit. I don't want to jump like that, but because I see niggas talking about last week. Was it last week when motherfuckers were talking about how this is actual heat? I don't know if Mimi came over to that side or not.
Oh, I've never been a Dominik Mysterio fan. 1 and 2, I've never believed that it's kayfabe heat. It is real full blown smack dab. I hate you. Shut up. Get off the mic. That's what that is.
But is that bad?
I would only say they stopped booing to let them talk just so they can boo again.
I'm gonna say initially I think it was let's boo this nigga because he's ass.
Go away, Heat.
Now it's let's boo this nigga because that's what we do.
You're supposed to boo this.
Got him to win. You know what I'm saying? Now he's winning because booing him is a thing. It ain't you not booing him no more because you want his ass to go. You booing him because that's the thing. So
I think they want him to go though.
Who? The fans?
I think the fans. I think there's fans that like him, and they like the heat. And I think there's fans that think that. Oh, that's interesting. I think there are fans that think that he's holding Rhea down.
Well, that's what Vaughn's saying.
And when I saw her get involved in the match on Saturday, I didn't like it. For some reason, it struck a nerve. And it struck a nerve to a point where I kind of felt like it just brought back all these things. Like, she's not on SummerSlam.
Yeah.
She's murdering people.
Wait, what?
There's only 8. Who got
a match?
Later on, when we go through the actual card, there's 8 matches listed right now. Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley
not
currently
slamming.
not on SummerSlams.
But she's slamming everybody, which is great. Like when I see her like with the violence, I love to see it. But then I'm just like, what is happening?
It's kind of like the same thing. Well, they're doing something. I feel like they don't know what they want to do with Rhea, or what they want to do with Rhea is down the line. So there's like, well, do this. It's just like how them niggas doing with like, what is AEW's champion doing right now at the England show?
Which champion?
The real champion. They big belt.
MJF.
Is that the real champion?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Currently,
sure?
That's their big belt.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the A show's belt?
Yeah.
No. The A show. The A show. Depends on what you say. Best show. Is it the best show?
I said the A show, nigga.
What does the A show mean? Is the A show the best show or the show that gets the best stuff?
This is a good conversation.
Because nobody's watching Collision, but Collision's the best show.
You sure nobody's watching Collision?
It's 17 niggas.
You sure Collision's the A show?
It's 17 niggas.
No. Listen, Collision is neck and neck with Mama's Family reruns on Saturday night.
I record Mama's Family.
Shit, I got Mama. I was gonna
that
say
doesn't count though. When you record, don't count. Recorded don't count.
It don't.
No.
Yeah, DVR numbers count.
You sure?
DVR numbers don't count towards ratings, my friend.
They don't.
Live ratings, no, but
Because
they get numbers for that.
They do like Live +3 or something like that for DVR, but I don't know I don't know how that factors into the ratings that normally come out, because I think when people are talking ratings, they're normally talking about live ratings for the night.
Live ratings.
Hold on.
I'm talking about.
So hold on.
This conversation blowing up to us a lot of ways.
We're talking about. Oh, I done forgot what the fucking conversation was.
MJ, you said
old nigga.
MJ,
no. I said the real champion, and then
no. I'm talking about the show conversation. What were you saying? You asked me.
I said what makes an A show? Is it the show that gets all the booking, or the show that gets all the ratings?
I don't think it.
If you don't get the ratings, the bookings don't matter.
Damn.
It doesn't.
Damn.
That doesn't answer the question that we're talking about, though. We're talking about what makes an A show.
I think it's a little bit
of both.
I think it's the booking. I think it's the booking.
But so what do you're saying Dynamite is the A show?
As far as they're concerned, right now, yes.
Let me just say this. On Saturday, because there's a lot that's going on with just talking about this stuff. On Saturday, CM Punk took a spray paint can and put an X over the E on his title. They announced.
Does that make it the A and W title? Like he like root beer?
Root beer.
He root beer man. They had this. They said
forget the Pepsi.
They said MJF is about to have he's going to come on out on Dynamite and he's going to talk about something.
And I'm sorry, cuz where's the logo on your fitted hat?
Ain't none.
He said, "Don't worry about it. It's on the front."
It's right here.
It's on the front.
Why is it a fitted hat?
What you mean?
Why is it over your head?
No, it's a fitted, and not. I was confused that it's a fitted.
Yes,
and it ain't got no logo. I thought you was about to land a helicopter when you had it backwards.
Jesus Christ!
Get back to the conversation.
I was like, why does that look so wild?
They announced that MJF was going to have something to say on Dynamite, and he went out there and he said a lot. Right? He addressed issues that he grew up with, being bullied and wanting to be. He talked a lot. It's like a 10 or 11 minute clip from the
I had it
bullied.
Pardon me, I had it on mute.
He said they was doing pennies and shit and because like anti-Semitic type stuff. He said he was Jewish as a kid. But he said at some point like he's God's still working on me, but I'm a stubborn bastard. All this shit. It all went to because this is the number one shit right now, including the merch. And then he announced this. He announced the match for London between him and Adam Cole, the thing people have been looking at. The one thing he did not address out of all of this was this. And this at some point, this has to be the storyline. Why else would this man be getting spray paints and putting it on the title if it's not supposed to be a match with the other champion? And the other champion is saying shit about him. How is that the A show when they ain't even worrying about like the main storyline over there that directly is tied to him?
Because he's in a whole nother storyline right now.
How is this the main? How you have the main show, main event can't main event the event by itself?
Why?
That's the main event. That's going to carry the event.
He said that's the main event.
I doubt it.
There may be a dope semi-main, but he said main event.
He said that on Wednesday.
Is that all out or all in?
Oh, this is the Wembley show. They're going to London, and this is going to be the main event.
So you mean to tell me, like we've sat for months talking about, they need Punk back for the Wembley show to sell those tickets, right?
That's been the conversation that a lot of people had, yeah.
And there's no Punk match mentioned.
Currently, there is nothing mentioned for Punk, correct.
How many more tickets is left to sell?
They were at 1,000 something. Let me see. AEW all-in ticket sales. I feel like they were at 8,000 something recently. TJRWrestling.net 3 days ago or 2 days ago said it's virtually a lock to beat ticket sales for any wrestling show. The all-in show. Do they have a listing of how many are
Chris Brown is the end of the month
left? I'm not seeing.
Can you throw that visual up one more time?
They sold well over 70,000 tickets. Which one?
The one just within Wembley. The
August 27th. This is the week before All Out.
I feel like there's something going on that day.
August 27th.
Every weekend for the next 3 months.
Facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
The reported number is supposed to be 80,709 tickets for a sellout, and they're currently over 70-some thousand
with no Punk match.
With no Punk match.
So, do you think if a Punk match is announced at the end of this week, they sell out?
You mean on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pardon.
Ooh, this is the first Saturday, and this is a conversation. I know we keep doing like this.
No, there's a lot. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot going on.
This is the first Saturday Collision. Got to see a pay-per-view.
Like this.
And
don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. Don't do that no more.
I'm putting the stop. Put your hands down.
Yeah, I can still see because he started with at first he said like this. I said, no sword fights. There are no sword fights.
Ricky Starks is going to be. This title's going up. This is what Ricky Starks is going to win, the Malcolm X title.
The Malcolm X title. I hope so.
Yes.
And then the title kid. Then he can go and talk to MJF.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, and then you Punk isn't going over. I don't think Punk is going over to the other show.
See, the reports are saying the only niggas that really got problems is the Bucks. Because Punk wanted to come back and do the work shoot, and the Bucks wasn't with it, and Kenny was with it.
They were sending out responses through their lawyers. Sorry, Mimi.
She was like, "What I miss?"
Nothing at all.
I know.
Nothing at all.
No, but cause do you think that it's a sellout when you announce CM Punk on the Wembley show?
If it's I hate to say it, but if it Starks, no. Because I don't know it's a story. Because if it Starks, it's a storyline match and not an attraction match for Punk.
So okay, hold on. So Cal, does he sell? Do they sell the rest of the tickets with a Punk match on the card?
I was just looking on Cage Match to see the last time Punk was in London, and then based off of this little quick search, it's almost 10 years. Him and Daniel Bryan beat Eric Rowan and Luke Harper in November of 2013 at a house show at the O2. I only bring that up because that means it's been damn near 10 years since any pro wrestling fans have seen him in a ring. I'm going to assume any of those leftover, mainstream, I don't want to say fair weather, but like the people who knew about CM Punk back then, they don't know the next time they're going to see CM Punk over there. So I could see a lot of tickets being sold. I'm assuming.
What does it look like now? Do we know what those tickets look like now?
It's like under 10.
It's 10. Yeah, like 10.
Yeah.
It was 10 before. What is it now since the announcement?
They ain't no announcement yet.
There's no new information on ticket sales, and I don't think this is driving. I mean, I imagine people want to see Adam Cole and people want to see MJF, but I don't think that's going to drive more tickets.
I want to see him in that capacity, to be honest with you. I don't know if they want to see them facing each other. I don't want to see them wrestle each other.
Right.
Not for me not liking either one of them, but I felt like the best shit that they had going on was them together.
Yeah, but you know what that means. We was offline talking about those makeshift tag teams. You know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
This is the easiest way to sell t-shirts, because it sounds like them t-shirts is going crazy, but B, to have a quick storyline for them to have that animosity to then have the wrestling match.
Well, because that division is in limbo. What's their main event scene? And I think we had this conversation a few weeks ago. Is Mox, Daniel Bryan, who's out?
Is he still? Do you still count Moxley?
Yeah.
Off a name alone.
Yeah, is because if they said Mox gets a championship shot tomorrow, nobody blinks an eye. Nobody's like, oh, why this nigga? Nobody cares because he's in that scene. He's established himself that way. But other than Mox, Daniel Bryan, like who?
a good question. That's a good question. It's a lot of people in their mid card.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a bunch of and I say this every time. Every title that you have has to have a scene, right?
Facts.
For people to. It's why nobody cares about tag team wrestling, because there are no tag team divisions and scenes. There's one tag team beef, Viking Raiders and whoever over there. That's it. Like that's all we getting. It ain't no like whole bunch of different tag team feuds and stories across all of wrestling.
Maybe,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I was going to say because women's wrestling, like remember like back in the day in WWF, it was like when it was time to have a women's world title match, it was always Alundra Blaze or whatever, Wendy Richter, whatever woman was holding the title, and then like whatever woman they picked to be her opponent for either that 3 weeks leading into the pay-per-view or like that month. Like it's kind of like that around a number of different scenes that aren't the. I mean, I was going to say the WWF World Title scene, but even then, there's only so many jokers that I think people really see vying for a title right now.
And I think that's an issue with tag teams with their world title division. It's why their world champion is in a tag team. It's because they're trying to make opponents. You know what I'm saying? You got to make people to have people. If you ain't just bringing people. Oh, Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega can always challenge for the title as well.
Kenny Omega.
But I mean that's really it. Like, you know what I mean? But I think that's also the problem with the women's. But the problem with women is they just ain't putting the people there.
Well, that's the other thing.
So
I think WWE has a smorgasbord of women that can be in vie for the two world titles, but they putting people. Rhea should have a feud.
Rhea
doesn't.
Rhea should be. We'll talk about SummerSlam. Rhea
and then they doing Are they doing a 3-way dance over there for that belt on the other side?
Yeah. It's been a 3-way dance ever since Charlotte Flair said, "Nah, it's my turn."
Does Bayley have a match?
No.
I think she's gonna interfere in some way.
She'll be around wherever Io's at.
Right.
But nah, Bayley doesn't. Bayley's current storyline is rocking with Io, but is she going to turn on her because that's the way that teams in pro wrestling work in the modern era? God damn! It's when
sorry, downtown just be killing me.
No, downtown.
Doing some bullshit.
Downtown.
Y'all niggas don't understand. I have to work with this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bullshit, man.
Yeah, oh my gosh!
It's one thing to see downtown in the chat. Try and pod with downtown on some real shit.
Bullshit.
On some real shit. No, downtown's amazing. Downtown's amazing. I think I'm not mad at this. I don't know what this turns into. It's funny.
I'm tired of Graves talk about he from the yard and he like, what? He from the yard.
When he was locked up.
He was locked up on Rikers. I'm like, wait, what?
I don't like how. Like, it's cool. The Dom shit is cool. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's cool. But it's starting to, because you don't have Rhea in the feud, it's starting to make it look like, to me, she's secondary to him when she is the leader of the squad. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
I think that's by design. I think they want it to be. I want it to shift because when Rhea looks like she's behind Dom, that pushes Finn up, right? Because Finn is the backup leader. He's
supposed to pick him up,
right?
But you would think though that at some point they would also figure out a way to get Rhea into some like genuine storylines outside of them because they're on every show.
But Rhea has to figure out how to keep herself she's got to set herself apart. I don't feel like, I feel like every iteration of Rhea Ripley has been tied to somebody.
Right.
And she doesn't know how to untether herself. She just latches on, and it's almost like a security. She needs a security blanket. And when she's by herself, she fumbled. So it's almost a situation where
Fumbled
maybe
when?
she need her when she took the belt off of Asuka. That was a waste, in my opinion. When she went over on Asuka, it was like, okay, so we're gonna see this new person, and it was trash.
But what about now? I mean, because I will say, my one thing with Rhea, especially when I watch back the Charlotte Flair match from Mania, she's not Rhea Ripley, mommy. When she, even with the match in Puerto Rico, like I feel like she knows how to turn it on when she's by herself in that moment. I, just like Jade Cargill and a couple of other people, I wonder if she's not able to do that more often because they're not putting her in that position to do that more often.
Jade was able to carry herself. She was fine by herself. The baddies were just an add-on. With Rhea Ripley, for me, in my opinion, I cannot see her. I can't see her by herself. I see her in the ring. She's great in the ring. I can't see I don't see a story. It's all about her
You don't
strength.
see her cutting promos or anything like that?
No, not like, but by herself without goons behind her. She needed Liv. She needed somebody. She always had somebody on her side. And I feel
wasn't she Dolo? She wasn't Dolo in NXT?
But she sucked.
Yeah.
She sucked.
In NXT?
She was good.
Nah, she was good in NXT.
She was good in NXT, but what I'm saying is there was always something missing with Rhea Ripley. And on the main roster, it's evident. Like, she can't be by herself. When she's by herself, she falls flat. And I was hoping this reign would have been different, but then they put her in Judgment Day. So now she feels like it feels like a security blanket for me.
I don't know, Vaughn.
It really does.
Vaughn, you that match was dope. I ain't gonna hold you. That Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair match.
Oh, it was amazing, and I wanted that for her. But I was hoping that she would have, like, there's a part of being in a faction, but then it's like there's always. I want to point out one person that was in a faction, but once in a while came out by themselves, and it wasn't tethered to somebody. I can't really think about the person right now.
Somebody that would have the same impact by themselves as they would with with the squad.
That's right.
But she does come out by herself.
Ken Lewis, I don't need you to mansplain me. Okay.
Damn.
I don't.
I mean, are you thinking? Because I mean, does she need to put on, like? I'm thinking like Scott Hall feels like somebody who by himself or with the squad, he's going to get the same reaction. Are you talking about something like that, or
who, me?
Me. Oh. I'm just trying to figure out.
I didn't watch during the Scott Hall days.
Where does everyone put Rhea in, like if you had to rank the women right now? Like, we know who's A, B, C. Is she in that pecking order? Who logically, like, I don't see her beating right now. If they put her in a ring with, and it's why I think they're keeping her away. I don't think she's beating Charlotte. I don't think she's built the
cash in.
To beat Charlotte. She shouldn't beat Bianca. And because Asuka beat Bianca, she shouldn't beat Asuka.
She shouldn't beat Asuka.
Right. I think other than that, it makes sense for Rhea to beat everybody else on the roster.
I don't think she should beat Io.
No.
Because so when I see her, like, they're propping up everybody else. There's no way I'm putting you made a good point, cuz when you was like, when you push Rhea to the back, you push Finn to the front. But nobody in the crew has a title that's over Rhea's.
Right.
So
Io got to take the title.
I feel like propping up the whole crew is dumbing down the shit that she's done, and it's dumbing the title down.
I was gonna say earlier for what's going on.
She's worn them niggas like a backpack.
She's worn them.
She don't need for what they're doing with her. She don't need to have the title at all.
But she don't help these niggas so much. It's nothing they can give back.
Mio says she's number one.
Like they can't.
Charlotte.
So
Not but me.
Who the fuck cares, Mills? Look where she at right now. She's on fucking NXT.
It's almost like it doesn't mean anything.
Leon the King said is Rhea 1, Bianca 2, Charlotte. That's it. The women. That's it.
Rhea she don't even wrestle.
It's only one belt in that conversation.
Yeah, you gotta have Asuka in there at least.
Yeah.
She don't wrestle.
It's weird.
It's weird.
I don't know. I mean, although she beat Charlotte, it feels like it didn't matter. The Asuka thing, oh my God, that shit hurt my core when she beat Asuka, because that wasn't deserved. It wasn't well deserved at all. And
man, are you
she
at the
proved it by the
beginning
reign.
Like he was.
I mean, his name must be why he commenting now, but he watching the past. Hey, they get to a time machine. Michael J. Fox, Scott Brown, great Scott.
He said, "Cancel that, bitch."
But she ain't.
I didn't say it.
She hasn't.
Champagne like Nino Brown. When Nino Brown had the champagne.
I'll buy another one. I'll buy another one. It's crazy.
There you go.
No.
There you go, man. Speed that shit up. I still put, hold on. They've booked her like she's above the division. How? We just got to see her with the division.
Yeah, that's the thing. It feels like they did book her like she's above the division, but it's not giving above the division.
Yeah, I think actually you're right. I think they think because they're booking her with the men, and that's where the niggas. China thing is coming from, is that they're saying that she's above the women, but what you didn't do before you sent her there is put her in the feuds to make her be where you want her to be. I think you gotta tell them stories. You gotta show
the work. If you're gonna put her in number one position, you gotta show the work to show why.
Them niggas acting like motherfucking Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka can't beat them same niggas.
What?
Right.
Like
and
Bianca
Bailey.
hadn't
Don't
been
forget
beat.
Bailey.
And don't forget Bailey. The rundown is right. Charlotte, Bianca, Asuka, Rhea, Mania. It should be the matches, but they lumped 3 on 1. Yeah.
That shit is ass.
Yeah, it being a triple threat.
I ain't gonna say that because the match is gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
The 3-way dance is gonna be great.
Yeah. The match is gonna be super.
But that first reign sucked, Mills.
Nah, Mills. Because if you beating up niggas and women, you know what I'm saying? Like you carrying these niggas.
That I'm not gonna lie to you. There you on to something now, because that's what I want her to do. Right. I want her to fight niggas at this point.
It's gonna happen at some point. It has to. She wants to.
Yeah, they've come right up to the edge.
They tease it a lot. I know.
Just a tip. Just a tip.
Get her out.
That is not the name of the episode. But out. I know in the past WWE, like aside from like the mixed tag stuff, they frown on the intergender stuff. So but they tease it, and it's not just like, oh, another uppercut to the nuts or whatever. It's Rhea standing toe to toe or standing on the ring apron and looking down at somebody like, what? Right. Come on, what?
Do something.
Give me Rhea Ciampa. Give me Rhea Johnny Wrestling. Like now I want people are the same height. You know what I'm saying? I want, you know what I mean? Give me her and those dudes.
They're not the same height as her though.
Some of them,
they shorter.
How tall is Rhea Ripley?
So
stay out of my business. What business do you have, Rhea?
She's 5'7" down. She gonna fight down.
Right.
Yeah, she just clotheslines them, and then they ring the bell.